room totally exploded. I had stuff everywhere. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Monday. My week is over. It's back to work. That is not ideal, but here we are. So, if you've joined us, my name is Carolyn. I'm here, the owner and designer here at Crafting with Gloria's Purpose. We're here, we make unique and custom gifts for you or for that special someone. Last week we had 2 markets in 1 week. So if you watched last week's vlog, I kind of ended it because I figured if I start doing the recaps and stuff, I'll just do that this week. We had 2 markets, one on Wednesday night and one on Sunday. Sundays was a 5-hour show. And we had the perfect weather for both shows. Like, this whole week has just been a cookie cutter of every single, or should have said last week was cookie cutter every single day. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was a perfect week to take off from work. I, definitely got my boost of vitamin D for sure. I was outside and it was great. So, with, the markets, I spent Monday and Tuesday making sure all the final stuff was ready for the Wednesday market. Then after having the Wednesday market, replenishing some of that stock between Thursday and Friday and Saturday so that I had that for Sunday's market. And so I got a little chaotic towards the end of the week last week. So I didn't film any of the craziness because this room totally exploded. I had stuff everywhere. But this week, we have a buffer week between us and our next event. Our next one will be next Saturday, the 27th. We'll be at Woofstock, which will be down on the field, baseball field of I believe they're AAA. I can't remember, baseball team. So it's going to be really cool. So we're going to be, if I remember last time, and I don't know if she's going to do it the same way, you walk in and there's no assigned. It's first come, like wherever you are, you're the next in line, and you just don't leave any spaces. You work your way down the third baseline and then down the first baseline. So we are looking forward to doing that one. We hope this one is a good show. We've done it in the past and it was relatively new and a lot of people didn't know about it, and it wasn't a lot of foot traffic, but it did also rain that day. So I think it kept people away. So we're giving this one another shot because we think it's really cool, and I have a lot of new dog stuff. So I've been doing very well with it. So I'm hoping that spills over into that market. So this week's laundry list has gotten pretty big. I wrote on like all the things that I had to replenish. I wrote them on the wrong day. So I had to put a flap for this week's so that I didn't screw myself up for next week. So I have to change dog and cat boxes for the upcoming market. So some of these are not dire need. These are things I need to do before that event. So I have dog boxes and cat boxes I want to switch out of my cart with new ones. I have quite a few stickers that got sold out, coasters to make, keychains to make, gift card holders sold again. I had a new dog breed that I added, which once I get into the market stuff, it'll make sense. But I have another dog breed to finish up. I've got the baskets, which are back here. I have both of the shirts pressed for the next 2 markets. So there will be back-to-back weekends. There will be Woofstock, and then there are big shows on the 4th right after that. But I'm going to do shirts for both, and they're both pressed. I just have to actually assemble the basket and make it look nice. I got to actually pack for Woofstock. So take everything out of the bin, and, do that. I need to call Amazon and fight with them again about towels. And I'll tell you a little bit about that later, but that's going to be on my agenda today. I do have some deposits to make at the bank. I've got admin to do. I need to replenish quite a bit of vinyl decals, and I want to finish my owl box. So that is almost completed. I just have one layer that I want to adjust. So that one will be ready to go for the fall show. I won't be taking that one to Woofstock, but I don't want to lose sight of it. So I just added to my ever-growing list of stuff. So with all that said, let's get into market recap. So I wanted to give you an update on how those two markets went this week. So I have pulled the reports for both of the days. So the first day was Wednesday. We were at Moon Market and Music. It technically would have been our last, but since our August got rained out, that will now be October the 1st. So we will have one more Moon Market, and then we will be done with that. The best part was we were in the upper lot again, which made a huge difference in our sales. So we get better visibility up there versus down below. There's usually like 6 or so vendors down at the bottom. And I think that some people never venture down there. Like they don't come for the food, so they just come to the top part. So it actually really helped us out that we were at the top again. And she had told me that she's putting me back up there again in the same spot for the October show. So that will be amazing. So we ended up getting 13 sales that night. The nice thing is I can actually see a trend up in my Moon Market shows. Last year compared to this year, I was maybe making 4 sales, 5 sales, maybe. So I've doubled the amounts of sales, but I also get more people into my booth. And I'm thinking the thing that changed the most was putting my banner up, like having my banner in the back, because that, to me, I think people see it from a distance and go, ooh, and then they come in. Whereas when I didn't have anything up, they kind of just saw some stuff on the table and just kind of walked away. So I think that has made a huge difference when people see that and they come in. The best selling item at this event was the gift card holders. Like usually stickers go at the market for Moon. I sold 10 gift card holders. They almost cleared me out of them. So I needed to make a ton of them between that show and Sunday's show so that I could replenish what I needed. The next item that sold the best was the nose art decals. I sold 5 different dog breeds for that. And tied for third was car coasters, vinyl stickers, and the window clings, which had me go, really? Like normally people don't look at them, but I sold 3. And then I had a little sprinkling after that of a couple keychains sold. I sold a pet bandana, a couple vinyl decals that weren't the nose art ones, and 1 wristlet was sold. So of that, I had a total of 31 items that were sold at that event. And this event is $15 a show, but I buy 3 up front. Don't feel bad if I don't make a whole lot, because normally the first show I'm making at least the $40, $45, and I don't have to worry about it. So this event, I brought in my 3rd highest sales of all times at an in-person event. So I am ecstatic. I'm moving in the right direction. Thing is it's not a huge number, but it's huge for me because I sell a lot of low ticket items. So it takes me a while to get up to a bigger number when you're selling decals and stickers and low price under, like I have one item that's 55, which is my shadow boxes, but everything else is around the $20 and under. Most are 10 and under. So to actually have 31 items picked, I mean, to me, that's pretty decent. So overall, that was a great show. Weather was perfect. Band was amazing. They were a AC/DC tribute band, so that was pretty cool. Guy had the whole Brian Johnson look, but he could sound like Bon Scott and Brian Johnson. And the guitar player looked just like Angus Young. He was doing the dance with his feet, playing. It was great. I only got to see videos because my husband took some of that for Be Real. So if you didn't see the market, check that out from last week. But it was a good time for sure. So next moon market for October the 1st will be fall themed. So I'm bringing all my fall stuff. So on to market number 2. Second market, Sunday, Yinzer Valley Farms. It was a gorgeous day. It was like 84, sunny, pretty much a carbon copy. We've had all that last week, and it's supposed to be this week exactly the same. Like no rain, no sun, or just sun and gorgeous. We had, let me see here. I believe we had a total of 13 transactions as well. So of those 13 transactions, we sold 36 items this time. The number one item were vinyl stickers. A lot of kiddos, so a lot of people picked up those. I did sell a Sasquatch one, which I was so excited. Somebody loved my sassy Squatch. The second item that was a big hit were the gift card holders, which didn't sell as many as the other one, but still, of the 6 that were sold, one person bought them all. So, right behind that was window clings as a top item, which blew me away. 5 people bought window clings. I was amazed by that. Like last show and this show, both. It shocks me. It shocks me because they get ignored every event. So people really took to them at these 2 shows. Coming in 4th place was a tie between the nose art decals. We sold 3, and regular vinyl decals. We sold 3. And then we had keychains coming in with 2. I sold 1 dog, 1 cat. And then wristlets, hand towels, and car coasters. We sold 1 each of those. Car coaster was a dog, I believe. It was a blue heeler. Somebody had asked if I had a heeler, and I said I did, and they were ecstatic that I even had that dog, because they were like, every time I ask if somebody has heeler, they don't have it. So that made me feel good that I didn't waste my time putting some of these dog breeds in there. My hand towel that sold was my Pour Some Gravy on Me, which I absolutely love that towel, and it was sad to see it go. But if I can get my Amazon, which I can tell you about later, if I can get more towels, I will remake that one for the upcoming fall stuff. Overall, that one was $60 to be at that show. I didn't realize I spent that much on that show, but it did not disappoint. I did get a decent amount of revenue. However, it was a slow burn. There was a Steeler game. I'm not a football fan, but definitely hurt the traffic there. There were not a lot of people walking around. And for the first 2 hours, it was the vendors getting bored and walking around and purchasing from other vendors. After lunch, there was a spike, which I thought was weird because the game, I guess, started at 1. They were in town. So that's the other part that, it'd be different if it was a away game, but it was a home game. So I'm sure that's probably where most people were there, or at a bar or something, tailgating somewhere. But every person that did stop in my booth, with the exception of maybe 2 people, maybe 3, bought something. So of the people that did walk through, they were buyers, which I will take over having 1,000 people and nobody buying. So I think that actually worked out well, but it was 5 hours for that event, and it actually went by quicker than I thought it was going to, with being how slow the traffic was. I mean, I think if you watch the footage, there's at one point where there's not even a person in the shot. Like, it's just the vendors just kind of hanging out. Across from me were doggies. They were adoption dogs. It was like a rescue or something. They were busy because people were coming to take the dogs and walk them. So people were walking by and seeing my booth and then picking up the dogs and stuff. So it kind of helped. Definitely have to think about if I would do this event again. I talked to some other people that were vendors there, and they said that that's usually par for the course at that event, that it's a little slower than, there's not a lot of people going there for brunch. But we did do okay. I mean, I pulled in the same amount of money I did at the Moon Market, which I thought was surprising. Did I make a ton of money? No, but I didn't lose any, so I will take it. It got me some exposure to some people that were looking for things. They did take my card. They were, interacting about doing custom things and etc. So got me to a different group of people that were east of the city. So that's only the second time I've actually did a vendor market out that way. So looking forward to that. So I do have a laundry list, as I showed you guys earlier, of things that I need to remake. So I've got at least 6 of the gift card holders, but I think I'm going to make extra. And I have a list of coasters, stickers, and I want to make sure that all my dog stuff is replenished because in 2 weeks I have Woofstock. So Woofstock is my all dog themed merchandise. So I cannot go to Woofstock and not have a healer or, you know, some of these other dog breeds. So I got to make sure I'm stocked up on the nose art decals and things like that, just so that I have them on hand and ready to go. This gives me 2 weeks to kind of replenish and switch out the shadow boxes so that I have dog theme ones for that. And then I have to finish my 2 new dog breeds. There were 2 people that had asked about, actually one woman came in and asked if I had any English setters, and I didn't. I had Irish setters, totally forgot about the English version. So I have that now available as a decal, keychain, sticker, and a coaster. And an Australian Shepherd, which I did not have. I had the Australian Cattle Dog, I have the Aussie Doodle, and I have the Mini Aussie, but I don't have the Shepherd. 2 people asked me that at the Moon Market. Both of them had their Shepherds with them, walking them around. So that one, definitely I had to make that one. So I have that also as a decal, keychain, sticker, and coaster. And then last but not least, that market and my Sunday market, somebody had asked me for a yellow lab. And I have chocolate and black. So now that I have 2 people that have asked me for the same one, because I normally don't do too much with the color variations, unless, like, somebody had asked me if I had a black pug, and I don't know how common a black pug is. Usually it's the gray or the brown with the darker nose and face. I would do that as a special request if somebody asked me for it, but I'm not going to make like 6 variations of colors for dogs. Like, I think 82 dogs is a lot to kind of manage. But to have 2 people within a few days of asking about a yellow lab, I think I probably should offer a yellow lab, because I think it's pretty common to have more, or that there are probably more people that have labs, and that's a pretty common breed. So we're at, both were successful for me. Like I said, compared to where I was last year revenue wise, I think I'm doing okay. I feel a little better this year than I did last year. Last year I was a little disheartened, especially when I got to the end of the year and I felt like, you know, once you look at all your expenses, you know, your primes and your Adobe and all the subscriptions, and you don't factor that in until you sit down at the end of the year to do your taxes, and you're like, damn, like, I'm in the red. You know, I didn't make enough to cover all of those expenses, but, you know, that negative number has, I'm closing the gap. So I'm getting enough out there. I even had the woman today when I was dropping off my cash at the, from the market at my bank. She had asked me, and I've seen her a couple times, but she never asked me until today. She was like, so how's business going? Because she knows it's a business account. And I said, it's actually going pretty well. I was like, it's picking up because of it being, you know, closer to the holidays. And she had asked me what I sold, and if I was on Facebook, and I said, yeah. So I gave her a business card. So I don't know. I mean, it's nice that people are asking that kind of stuff, and then, you know, wanting to support you. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So I know that I've been talking for like almost 12 minutes here. But I wanted to give you the recap of the two shows. They were great. I did do a little bit of a MacGyver hack, which I'll show you later. I want to get myself some lunch, and since I ran out, I don't really have as long of a lunch. So I'm going to have to get vlog back in here. But I had to do a MacGyver because of Moon Market was a little windy, and some of my stuff was starting to float away. So I came up with a solution for that. And I bought a couple new displays that I wanted to show you guys. I ended up scrapping my big pink pegboard display that I made. It was just too cumbersome to take in the car. Some of the pegs broke. So unfortunately, I can't see lugging that to every event. It just takes up too much real estate, and I'd rather take more merchandise than displays. So I needed something that could be condensed down. So I think I found the solution for that. So I can show you that display. I'll show you the other display that I picked up, and I can link them in the description below if anybody else is looking for them. But I thought they were a really good deal, and I think they're really well made. And they were tested at one event so far, so I know they worked really well on Sunday for me. And yeah, so I'll show you that little MacGyver hack that I did on them. But I'm going to log back onto work here, and I can catch you tomorrow, and we can kind of go over the displays that I had, and hopefully start checking some stuff off this list. So I blinked and lunch is over. I seriously looked up and it's like already an hour. I don't know where that time went. I got all the decals weighted, packaged, ready to go. I got 2 sheets of the stickers printed, 1 cut. The other one is still up on the printer, so I'm going to have to get that later. And then I had made some additional stickers. So I'm going to try cutting these out and see what they look like. I'll give you a sneak peek of one of them. This one I think is my new favorite. I was going to originally make this one as a t-shirt, and this was a design I was going to do for to-do, but opted against it because I wanted it for myself. So it is a old school gamer with chess and game pieces and all that good stuff. So I have that, and I also have a couple drink ones that I'm going to try printing and making into stickers, which is tequila, lime, and sunshine, and sipping on, what did I call it? Sipping on daiquiris. Oh, sipping on sunshine and daiquiris. So I have a cool little daiquiri with a strawberry. So that will have to wait till later. So I did get a good bit off my list. So I'm about halfway, and it is Tuesday. So I'm in good shape. So I got to log back into work. Hoping maybe tonight I can send those other decals to the Cricut to cut, and I will be well on my way. So unfortunately, I swear I blinked and an hour went by. Like I was like, oh, I'll just package these real quick, grab something to eat, and then send those to print. And then I looked up and it was already an hour later. So I didn't manage my lunch break very well, apparently. So I'm going to actually eat now. And then, because I was nibbling as I was going. Time. Anyway, so I will catch you either later tonight or tomorrow. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday. So last night, well, actually yesterday between lunch, last night and this morning, I was able to cross off a huge chunk off my list. I got the keychains replenished. So I sold 2 kitties. So those are ready to go. I just have to put these items into Square. But I'm going to wait till everything's done because it's easier to go in and just dedicate time to working in Square and getting all that in there. So I have those completed. Vinyl decals. I have my English setter my Havanese, my Cavapoo, and my King Charles, Cavalier King Charles, completed. So those pups are ready to put back in the mix. I also did a stack of stickers. So I replenished more of my Sasquatch since it was really well received in my market. I sold out a couple of the pups and cats. So those I replenished. I also replenished a few that I only had one in stock, just so that I was prepared for the upcoming pet show. There were also another one like this one sold. I sold out of this one too, which was the Hello, my name is Go Away. And I cut some new ones. So these were the ones that I was showing you yesterday. So I have my Gamer, which I absolutely love. I drew that one, oh God, quite a few months ago. And I kept tweaking it. And I really wanted something with like the retro kind of colors from the 90s-ish, late 80s, early 90s. So I got my Tequila Lime and Sunshine, and my Sippin' on Sunshine and Daiquiris. So I have these ones I have ready to go, and these are going to go in. I do want to do like a reel or something with them to promote them and put them up in my shop, but these will come with me to market. So I have those to add into Square. I spent yesterday, a big chunk of my lunch yesterday, pre-prepping bags for gift card holders, because I have a feeling these next few shows are people are gonna start looking for more Christmas things. So I want to have this stuff ready, so it's one less thing I have to worry about. So I have the cards cut down, I have my stickers on here, so all I have to do is slide the completed card in and then seal them, and I don't have to worry about packaging. The packaging will be ready. So I have a huge chunk of these made. I'm also able to use these as my catch-all. So like these are prepped and they just need assembled. So I have these in various stages based on what one's sold. So I was prepping those bags this morning while I was going through emails and such, you know, as I was reading through. The other thing I did was prep a huge stack of the vinyl decal for the nose art. So I have the backs printed, I have my alcohol prep pad in there, and then these are all printed blank. This one was one I printed earlier that has the dog already on it. It's kind of hard to see with the glare, but the dog and the SKU number are the thing that, so like if they sell, say I sell like, I don't want to have these prepped with all the dog names on them. I'm going to use them as I sell them. So if I sell a Cavalier King Charles, then I can just take this simply out, run it through the printer, and just print that little section in there. And I have my page set up so that I can do that. But I wanted to get all these bags prepped and all the cards prepped, because I get around the corners, I got to double side print them. So I wanted to get all that prepped so that if I do sell and I need to replenish, I'm just doing the decal part and I can slide it right in there, and these are done too. So I have this big stack completed. I also got some sticker bags ready for in-person events with labels on them. And probably I ran out of my pre-made stickers that I had for my 1-inch thermal labels. So I'll have to reprint more with my logo and probably the, you know, things like that. So that's my timer letting me know that I need to log on to work. So I'm going to catch you at lunch, and we will get a whole bunch more done today off the list. I ordered towels. I ordered something else to try out to make the purchase worthwhile, since I have to order from the manufacturer and I have to pay for shipping because Amazon couldn't get my order right. I also need to there's one coaster I need to make, so I'll probably print and get that ready to go. But the rest of it is going to be just a bunch of little things to tidy up for Woofstock. So I want to start going through what I have, pulling out things that I'm not taking to Woofstock, like hand towels. I don't have any pup stuff. So there's things I can take out, which will give me room to make it look really cool. So, yeah. So I'm going to log in here to work, and then I will see you at lunch, and we will start working pick up where we left off yesterday, getting things ready for the event. Hello, welcome to lunch. I have about 10 minutes, 15 minutes left. I wanted to show you the stand that I had replaced my pink pegboard that I had made. So I absolutely love the way the pink turned out. It's so huge that it just didn't travel well. I think in my head it was going to be just an easy put it in there, but we're not taking a truck. So I needed something also for our longer event that is going to be a 3-hour drive, to have it make more sense, to have something that's a little more compact that will, hold everything I need it to, but also be able to be broken down as small as possible. So I found this rotating stand on Amazon, and it folds. There's 2 stands in here for the price, so which is awesome because I needed every piece that was on here. But I kind of wanted to give you a peek of what it looks like. So I'm not going to put it together. I'll put a picture of it here. And I'll also link it below, which is the stand I got. That's the hardware. It's very simple. There's there's a nut and these plastic stops that you use. You twist this and it lets you adjust on the section how far down you want it. So if you only wanted 1, you'd put it towards the top. If you want 2, you can put 2. But it's basically 2-tiered, and you get 2 full stands inside. And then this is the other part. So this will slide down, and then you'll put this on top of it to hold it. So this, you basically get the extended pole. Should have been more prepared. I apologize. But yeah, everything kind of collapses into itself. So this is like the foot. It's got little rubber feet, which is great because it doesn't slide around. You'll put the pole in here. The nut goes on the bottom. And then, let me see if I can put it here. These are the different, so this is what slides on. So what you'll do is you use these 3 pieces. I'm going to see if I can do this without having to put the nut on the bottom, but it's going to wiggle around a lot. So you'll put this part on first. You'll loosen it until it slides on, and then you tighten it here. So that's your stop. You put it wherever you want on the pole. But for this part, I'm just going to show you really quickly. That's where this part stops. You'll put this part next, and it just slides and sits on top, and then you'll screw this top part down like such. So you can tighten it, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, so it does come with a little, there's another little bar in here for the topper. But you can put both, you can put like 2 on here. So you'd have, you can adjust them however you see fit. So if you just want 1, you're done. The only problem that I had with this gets in the way, which was on the reviews. But since I was using it for wristlets, I wasn't worried. Because what I was going to do is use my little MacGyver method, if you watched last week's. So the problem I was having with my dog bandanas, with my grid walls, is the wind gets them and it slides them off. Even if the tip is angled up so that it doesn't slide, the wind still blows them off because they're, let's face it, they're just little pieces of plastic. They're not heavy enough to gain any weight. So what I did was I was going to try to look online. Okay, can I get, you know, stoppers that can go on the ends? And then when I bought this, I was having the exact same problem. Like, things were sliding all the way into here. So all my wristlets were in a ball and I couldn't space them out. The wind would blow them and they'd slide in. So what I did is I got loom bracelet, black loom bracelet parts. Let me grab the bag here. I got these at Michael's. There's an absurd amount in here, 600. And I wrapped them around like so. So they are on all of these. They were sitting in the sun and some of them popped, like they turned gray and then they just snapped off. But what I did was I put 3 wrapped at least 4 times on here. So it adds a little bit of a, so the wind would have to be really gusty, but it would slide to here. I would put my wristlets on the outside because I don't have as many made to have it go all the way back. But if you do, you can move your product back. But it also stops it from hitting into this. So whereas this sits here, your product will get caught on this and it won't spin. This will force it to stay here. So I did that. I put them on the grid walls and I had nothing fly off. So I was happy that my little MacGyver thing, because I was going to buy black rubber bands is what I was going to do. And I'm like, where can I buy small black rubber bands? I don't want to get hair ties. I wanted something kind of inconspicuous, and these worked out perfect. So if you're looking for something to hold your stuff on your grid wall, I suggest loom bracelets. So I couldn't be happier with those. The other stand that I got, I'm going to put here, and I'm sure you've seen everybody use them. I bought a sticker stand for whenever I only had a handful of stickers and they would always get blown around. So I opted to not use the stand. I put it away. Every single shelf has a screw, a bolt, and a nut. 2 each to put this thing together. So you have to take it assembled. There's no way. I mean, you could spend at least a half an hour tightening all those little tiny pieces. So I took it with me to one of the moon markets and I was putting my gift card holders in them. And I was like, this has to be condensed down. Like, I can't work with this thing. So again, went on Amazon, found that set. That set has 2 in the pack. So I actually have 2 now. And they completely fold down to basically nothing, which is amazing. So if I need to, I have to. If one gets cracked, I will probably do it. But I do not want to use 2 stands on my table. I don't have the space for, I don't have any items to go into, but it was cheaper to buy 2 than it was to buy the other ones. So I just gave my son the one with the little ties and he can put his, his little figures and Lego characters and what have you on them, because you can flip them around so they don't have the shelf in there. They're just flat on the top. So he's going to use that and I'm going to use the other ones for the show. And what's nice is since I can break them down, they can go in my actual bins and I don't even have anything at all. So it is a lifesaver. So both of those I will link in the description below for you. With that said, I've got about 5-ish minutes left. I'm going to pack this display back up and get it out of here. I was plugging away at these gift card holders, making my little sets. So I have everything in here that I have already made. So there's some things that I have more completed than others. Like this one is completely ready to assemble. This one doesn't have the sentiment on it. This one's good to go. This one doesn't have anything. So yeah, I mean, everything's kind of in a different state of completeness, I guess. So I wanted to spend my time like bulk cutting stuff so that I didn't have to worry about it. So I have this huge stack, because this takes a while to cut. So I set it up while I was getting my lunch ready. All these are candy canes, as all the little inner parts come out, but these are all candy canes. So I can take these and get these set up. I'm cutting the whites that go behind it, and I have a ton of scraps. So I'm going through and cutting everything I can fit on these sizes of the scraps. And so I don't necessarily, these are the only ones that I was going to replenish. I'm reusing my old ones. But I only have 6 on here that I want to replenish for the upcoming shows that I sold. But I'm anticipating some of them selling out in the next couple markets. And I want to make sure I have some for the holiday season for the markets that are in November and December. So I'm pre-making as much of these packets as I can. I have a lot of mugs cut. I'm going through the different cardstocks that I have. I'm doing them in waves. So I got all the mugs cut first. Then I was working on all the rhinestones. So I got those all cut out and putting them in. And then if I had sentiments, I put them in with the ones that I think they should go into. And then these ones here are ones that actually get cut out. So the letters are in here and they just need assembled. So I have all of these ready. I had the bags ready. So easy peasy. I can just set something up and walk away and let it do its thing. So yeah, I'm going to use today to kind of finish up that, and then look at maybe decals tomorrow, doing the band ones, soccer, things like that for the upcoming show in October. So yeah, other than packing for Woofstock, I think I'm in a really good spot. So that's why I figured I'd use this time as downtime to pre-package some of my packaging and, anything I could get taken care of. So I did place an order for my new towels, which I think I said this morning. And I also ordered something else, and if it works out, then I will show you guys. I'm pretty excited. I think it might be something cool to offer that I have not seen anybody else offering. So I'm hoping that will kind of help set me apart a little bit. I've been looking for something new that's budget friendly and doesn't take up a lot of real estate or a lot of time to do, but I'm trying to look at maybe trying to offer some more higher items so that I'm not struggling, to sell $3 stickers to try to make money. Like it's tough. It's tough enough in this economy, but also it's tough enough when I don't have big ticket items. Like somebody's doing wood carvings, they can sell them for hundreds of dollars. They've made their table fee back. I have to spend 5 hours to get there. Just spending on little items, stickers and stuff. So I want to have something that's got a little more of a statement piece, which I love my shadow boxes. I just want to also add something else. So I have some other little things in mind that I might put in, a couple stocking stuffer ideas. And then we'll see how that goes. So I will catch you tomorrow, and we will continue on maybe going through our inventory and seeing what we can add and what we can take out. I do have some dog stuff over here that I was holding on to. Same thing with my memorial lights, those are going to Woofstock. I only have 3 left. They have been discontinued. They are no longer, that company went under, so I can't get them anymore. I've tried an alternative. I don't like it. So I will not be offering the memorial lights anymore. But I have 3 in stock, but I don't want to sell more than I have because I won't be able to fulfill them. So I wanted to make signs that just said 3 in stock, no longer available, and if they go, they go. If they don't, they don't. But I have all the sayings cut, so I will take them with a little card that says that, and then, you know, I have them so I can swap them out. 2 left, 1 left, sold out, or just remove them completely. And they are off my website right now. I have them as sold out, and was kind of hoping that they were going to bring them back, but I actually went to the manufacturer's website and it is completely gone. The URL is no longer an active URL. Their phone's disconnected. So unfortunately, I can't get them anymore. And the knockoff version that I found on Amazon does not have as good of a review as the old ones did. So I will not be offering those anymore, which is a bummer because I really enjoyed those, and those were a definite statement piece in my table. So I'll have to think of something else. So yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow. Hello everybody, and I have to apologize. It is Thursday and I forgot to say good morning. It's now lunchtime is over. I gotta log back into work. So I did work on some stuff, but I forgot to record it. Sorry. So what I did do is I am making a huge dent in my packages for my gift card holders. So I have, this pack is going to be all of the whipped cream ones. So I'm going to, so I make the ones with the word joy in pink and blue, and I decided I was going to try purple and see how purple looks. So I got purple made. Some of these other ones were just replenishers. So these ones are actually in great shape for being built. I think I'm missing some snowflakes that are silver. I actually spent last night cutting a 12 by 12 glitter, white glitter, set of snowflakes. So I have large, medium size, and then the smaller ones. So I need to do the same thing with the silver and gold and get some of the smaller snowflakes so that I can add those in. So like this one will get a white one and then the silver one gets put underneath. So I was kind of mixing and matching them as I was going. This stack is all of the marshmallow ones. So I have ones that are a little further along, some that just need the sentiment, some that don't because they're already done, some need inked. But I'm trying to get all of the items in a bag so that I can just hit the ground running and working on them. While I was cutting, I got these done, which I made a ton of mugs. I figured since I'm cutting them, let's just cut this stuff. So I had extras. So I made these with the dark green. I've got regular green. I did more red. I have some different shades of blue in here. So I was kind of going through my cardstock and going, that would make a cool color. That would make a cool color. So I was going to try to mix it up a little bit. So these ones are not priority at all. But since I had them, I was adding the snowflakes and putting the stuff in there and just kind of having things ready to build. Other than that, and most of it's because I want to use up these kind of scraps. So like the word joy, I can cut like 6 of them out of here. So I've been kind of doing that. Like going through and saying, okay, well, I can print a bunch of these. I already have this color mug. And so I'm able to assemble those. This room has turned into a complete pigsty with everything cut. But I'm making progress. So that's what counts. I did also cut up all of my, and I did this morning before logging in. I got these rhinestone packs, or what I got from the Dollar Tree, which I think they're getting rid of, which makes me sad. And now I'm gonna have to find an alternative on Amazon, which I did not want to do, because Michael's sells these for $8 a sheet and these were $1.25. Yeah, I'm not spending that much on rhinestone stickers. So I bought everything I could find at the Dollar Trees around me. I visited 8 last week and bought all of them. The only ones that I could find, it's like a mix and I cut them all up, so I can't show you what it actually looks like, but they have like mixed sizes where they have them like this. There's like a big one and the small ones, and they're multicolored, and some of them aren't. So I went through and I cut them all out and I put them in here, as well as cutting these sheets up in twos. So this way I can grab them whenever I'm putting them on my gift card holder. So I have them in little cutouts. So this way I don't have to worry about cutting them and storing these full sheets. I have these ones left to trim and get in here, but at least I made a dent. So what I think I'm going to do before I log back onto work here is set up one of the silvers to start cutting, and having that run while I'm at work, because it's going to take a long time to cut those, and it can kind of go while I'm working and I don't have to think about it. I also ordered, which is supposed to come, parts coming today, parts coming tomorrow, and then another, like I have 4 packages coming, so I can kind of show you what those look like. But I ordered a new banner, which is projected to come here earlier than anticipated, but it's a smaller version of the banner that I got for my tent, so that I can hang it on the front of my table at my in-person events. So that is supposed to be either here today or tomorrow. I didn't look at the tracking to see where it is, but I think it's probably going to end up being tomorrow. I ordered checkout bags. I got a 90 pack, which was a variety pack of sizes, which is what I usually get, is a small, medium, and a large, because the large fits the shadow boxes. I don't take a lot of those with me. I only take them for how many boxes I have, and then maybe an extra 1 or 2. Most of my stuff fits in the small and medium bags. So this way I have those ready for the fall, because I went through quite a bit in these last 2 shows, so I figured I would just bite the bullet and buy a big pack. So I got to actually apply stickers to all of those, get that Mudman working. And I also ordered the towels and the surprise thing that I had, but I don't know when that's coming. They said it shipped and they made a label for it, but that could sit for another couple days before it goes. So I'll be surprised if I see that this week. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now, is just a lot of assembling things. And then I can kind of go through my box, and I think my evening's going to be going through my wagon and pulling out stuff that I'm not taking to Woofstock. So got a lot of work to do, but got a lot done, so I'll take it. And my apologies again for not filming anything, but you know, I just kind of hit the ground running and then kind of like went, ooh, I probably should have said something. But it is Thursday. Leaves are starting to fall. I don't like that. My tree hasn't completely changed colors yet, and there's already leaves on the ground. So this poor tree does not hold. I know leaves fall, but it's nice to see them with the true colors, because this thing is a complete fireball once it's gone, or once it's on, and it's all the leaves are going to fall off before they all change. So fingers crossed they hold on a little for a couple more days. All right, I will catch you later. Okay, everybody, I am back from lunch, just about to log back into work, and I saw UPS pull up. So my banner is here. I did not get any of my other packages, so I was going to sign off the vlog, but then this came, so figured we will open this together. Maybe. I hope that this turned out exactly how I wanted it. We shall see. There we go. Whew, stinky. Oh, that looks great. That looks great. So there you go. I wanted something small, something that wasn't too heavy that I could put in the front of my table. And this is about the size that I have my logo already. I mean, it might be a little longer, but I didn't want to spend a fortune on it because I'm only going to use this for indoor events. And then I didn't want it so heavy that it would pull my tablecloth. So I wanted something that would kind of have some weight to it that's not fabric, and I don't have to worry about ironing and make sure that it looks great. But it has the hooks so that I can hang it with some safety pins, but it's a smaller version of what I had for my bigger banner. So I am ecstatic about that. I've got 2 more packages coming. I don't know if I'm getting the towels, and I don't know about the other thing, but they are projected to be here today. I would assume the Amazon package probably with my bags is probably not coming until later tonight, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I am in good shape so far, so I'm going to spend my weekend going through and packing for Woofstock, and then next week we can actually kind of go through what we need to do. But next week we are going to Woofstock, so I am ecstatic. I can't wait. I'm going to have my son take some B-reel of some little pups in their costumes and all the good stuff. So fingers crossed we have great weather, and yeah, it'll be a fun day. I'm optimistic this year that we're going to do really well there. So I got all the stuff I needed to get done for the event just about done. I think I have like 2 or 3 little things left. So I'm excited that I made a really good dent in my list for the week. And I apologize for the long chatty vlog, but things had to be said. I mean, we had pros and cons of the 2 events we had done, and some other things. And if you didn't know about the Amazon towels, I think actually watching this back, I don't think I actually explained it. I was supposed to, but didn't. So I ordered these towels numerous times from Amazon for my small business. I've ordered them, used them at least 12 times or more. This last time I ordered them, they came and they were blue, and I didn't understand why. So I contacted them and they said they would send me a replacement. The replacement they sent me was blue. So then I get on with them on the phone and talk to the girl, and she's like, well, if you get them twice, there's a chance they're labeled wrong, and they're always going to be pulled wrong. So she's like, the whole bin is probably blue and it's supposed to be white. And that was the case. Like, it had a UPC on there that said clearly that they were white and they were blue towels. So they were labeled wrong. So she said that give it 2 weeks. They're going to pull them off the shelves. They'll fix it, and then it'll reappear back online. So I saw that they were online, but I didn't know if they were pulled and what happened. So I contacted them again and asked if that ticket had been closed and if it was fixed. And they said yes. And I said, so if I order them, I'm going to get white towels. And they said yes. I ordered them again. I got blue. So I contacted them again, and they told me that it was an issue that they were working on, but that I should just order from the manufacturer. So I did that. I ended up having to pay for shipping, but I ordered them directly from my manufacturer. And when I ordered them, I'm scared they're coming and they're going to be blue, but I'm waiting. We'll see what happens, because the UPC code on them was actually there. So I'm thinking that was product labeled wrong before it got to Amazon. And then when I saw that they use Amazon shipping, and I went, oh no, I'm going to get blue towels. So I can't replenish the towels that I have until I get white ones. So at least this way I can talk to somebody, a customer. I feel like when I call Amazon, I'm talking to like a company that's huge, and this is a smaller company. So I'm hoping that I can actually physically talk to a person and saying, what do I got to do to get white towels? Because I'm at the point now with Amazon that I'm thinking about just ordering blue ones to hopefully get white. Like, I think they're labeled wrong, but I might get red. I don't know. But that was the debacle. So I ended up ordering from the manufacturer. I'm waiting for them to come. So fingers crossed they come today or tomorrow and I get white ones. But yeah, so that's where we're at. I'm going to end the vlog here. Next week, we're going to hit the ground running with a bunch of week of market day stuff, and also trying to work in some time to work for our next market, which is the following weekend. So we have 2 weekends in a row. So we got, and that one's our big monster sized one. And so I want to get some of this other stuff next week. I want to get Woofstock finished up this weekend so then I can concentrate on that one and have 2 full weeks to work on it. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give me a subscribe or a like. Leave me a comment if there's something you want to see. But I hope you have an awesome weekend and take care.